Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, and Happy New Year! Thank you for coming to my channel. Today I want to talk about my day, the way I spent my day on New Year's Eve. So I thought about that something worth sharing. I went to a big manga slash games slash figures slash everything Weeb connected mega center. So in Japan you have aside from regular bookshops, game shops and electronic markets, entertainment mega centers, which are gigantic shops, stores loaded to the brim with all kinds of entertainment stuff, from games, animation, puzzle, manga, DVDs, Blu-rays, merchandise, stickers, keychains, plastic models, imitation guns, soft air guns, clothes, some more or less kinky stuff, and pretty much all the Weeb heart desires. Special limited editions of certain games, figures, all kinds of stuff. I went to one of these centers called Manga-Souko yesterday, and I think it's a chain, so it's not the only one in my city. I think there are in different cities all around Japan. So look up Manga-Souko, and I think if you're into that stuff, or even if you're just looking out for cheap priced used books, even not just manga but other kinds of books, novels, or you're into those gacha-gacha games or those crane games, you find all of that stuff there. So I think there's a lot of things to see, enjoy and buy and to do there. For me, I can spend hours there, and I actually did. I spent, I think, 3 to 4 hours there. And I'm gonna take you on a small trip and show you some pictures from my experience there, how it looks there, and what are the things you can get there, and what are the things that I got there. As you can see here, that's the front side of the building of Manga-Souko. It's a pretty big building, as you can see, measured by the size of the parking lot, and by the number of cars parked just to the one side of the building. It extends the same to the other side, to the left. Inside, like I said, it's a huge building. You can find all kinds of merchandise like plushies, those plush dolls, like the one you're seeing right now here in the picture. Another one, a PlayStation themed cushion. So it has the sheet and a small pillow, a small cushion inside. It's not too big. I don't know about the quality, so it's merchandise, it's a fan article, so don't expect amazing quality for some of the material, for some of the stuff sold there. But as you can see with the price, it's just 1,000 yen, so 1,000 yen, that equals about $10 US. A figure I found from my personal childhood favorite, all-time favorite game that I just love a lot, is a figure of Cosmos from the Xenosaga series that also was starred in the Xenoblade 2 game that sadly only got released for Nintendo. I think for this, I don't know each of the Xenoblade games. They were released for the Nintendo Wii and Switch respectively. Like I told you, books, especially manga, that's why the name Manga-Souko can be bought there, actually quite cheap. They have different bundles of different books. The more newer ones of the books they include in the bundle, the higher the price. If you buy the books, the manga separately there, you gotta count with about 300 300 yen. That equals about $3 for a single volume, for a single manga. Bundled up, in this case for the Black Clover collection, manga 1 to 29, you gotta pay a price of 6,500, so 65,000 yen, which equals 65 yen. So divided by the number of volumes, round about a bit more than 250 yen, so $2.5 about. Cheaper collections, with cheaper collections the price per volume might actually go even down more. Bundles of books with older volumes, or where the manga has been published already, finished several years ago, you might get a price where each volume, where you pay per volume less than 100 yen, which means less than $1. Kind of a nice deal if you are on a tight budget and you just wanna pick up some old manga, you wanna complete your collections or just start collecting some manga. If you have the space, if you're in love with manga and you just feel you wanna grab some collections, so definitely way cheaper than picking up manga at any bookstore in Japan. And a thing to say about buying material, but in this case manga books used secondhand in Japan, is that Japanese people usually have a mentality, a mindset to keep to take care, to keep their things in good condition. So things you buy secondhand used in Japan usually still have an outstanding condition. They're still usually in a decent, well-kept condition compared to the way secondhand used things are in the West and many other parts of the world, where you have bad scratches and scruffs all over books, game cases and DVDs. Not the case in Japan. Doesn't mean that you should of course check the quality, especially of used secondhand goods, but expect overall better, more well-kept quality. Back to another series that I was thinking actually about buying, this Shingeki no Kyojin collection bundle with volume 1 to 25 for 3,400 yen, meaning that in this case it would be just slightly more than 100 yen, $1 per volume when dividing through 25. And even a nicer deal, cost per volume wise, is volume 1 to volume 18 bundled up for 1,500 isen 500 yen, which if divided by 18 would mean that it's a price of less than 100 yen, 100 yen per volume, less than $1 per volume. But of course, excluding the more recently released volumes of the manga. But still, I think it's a possibility, it's an option to buy just the older volumes bundled up, like in this case, and then complete the collection with the more recent volumes, even if bought separately as separate volumes, will still net in saving lots and lots of money. So I think this is highly advisable if you're out in Japan looking for manga and used stuff, especially manga. I think there's something that can be bought used pretty well. Most people either way only read one time, maybe twice or thrice, and then have it as a collector's good up in their shelf, and then it's there collecting dust. So if you just there for the completion, for wanting to have that favorite manga series of yours collected and completed in the shelf at home, ready to be read at any time, then I think that's a viable option. I'm not a huge second-hand person. I like to buy my things new and fresh, but I think with manga, especially considering this low of a price, I think definitely viable, definitely worth thinking about. As you can see, lots of hallways with books, games, stuff, etc. So as you can see, I will guide you a little bit through. Most of the things sold there are used secondhand. You can even buy game systems like older consoles, Nintendo consoles, accessories, controllers, game software. Doesn't stop there. So here you can see a huge collector's edition of the game The Last of Us Part 2 for the PlayStation 4. Maybe this first picture doesn't show it well, you will see better on the video following, but it's a gigantic collector's edition that was almost impossible for me to hold with one hand, with one arm, to turn it and to hold my phone in the other hand. I had to put it down to the ground. So as you can see here, it's huge. It's huge. I'm not a fan of this game, but if I were, I would have bought it. I would have bought it for that price, 6,000 yen, which would equal $60. Not a game that I'm interested in. Not even the slightest. I can't tell you why, but looking at trailers and footage of the game, it's just not a game that has ever tickled me to want to buy it. And looking at this insanely low price tag for a collector's edition that would probably have had cost hundreds of dollars, maybe up to $200, $300, $400, released new, and seeing how it dropped so low, it just tells me that it might not be a popular game in Japan as well, so it might not have sold well and just collected dust there on the shelf for a long time, hence the low price tag. But hey, if you're looking out for and have time to stroll through shops like these in Japan, you can find amazing collections that you would have to pay maybe 4, 5, 6 times the price if you were to buy them even used on the internet past release. Another nice collection I found, Sakura Wars. I was thinking about getting that, but my Japanese is not good enough, I think, to make playing RPG story-driven games with lots of dialogue, with lots of reading involved, enjoyable for me. And just getting a limited edition, one of these collector's editions for the merch, if I'm not really able to enjoy the game, the core element of this product, not something I would want to buy still. But I saw the box looked super pretty. It's in a nice condition, as you can see. Super pretty, and I thought the artwork on the front of the box looked just super pretty. Another huge box that was impossible for me to hold with one hand was this Lightning Collector's Edition for the 3 PlayStation 3 games, Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 13-2, and Final Fantasy 13 Lightning's Return, all released for the PlayStation 3, with Lightning as one of the central characters. I played all these games back then. I loved them. I was actually thinking about getting this collection too, but I don't own my PlayStation 3 anymore, or I don't have it here with me in Japan. I still have a PS3 somewhere at my mom's place, but not here in Japan. This one's gonna be a longer guide through the shop, so as you can see, goods left and right, lots of merchandise from all kinds of shows, more obscure ones, more popular ones like One Piece, Meitante Conan, Detective Conan, Dragon Ball, and old new ones like Boku no Hero, Boruto. If there's any show that you know that you've ever watched from the 90s, the 2000s, 2010s, any shonen, or whatever other genre, if there's merchandise, you will most likely find it there. Lots of goods, lots of figures, as you can see, One Piece figures, some even like decently big ones and pretty detailed ones, being able to get them even if secondhand for quite a low price, sometimes a few hundred yen. The big super detailed ones might be totally on the opposite of the price scale, going up to way over 100 US dollars, Ichiman yen. Here you see just a collection or all kinds of figures from all different series: Sword Art Online, Shingeki no Kyojin, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Blue Exorcist, and Dragon Ball. Old ones, new ones, being there for display. And if you look at the prices here, I don't know if you can see them. Some of the figures sure have a price more around like 50 US dollars. Some of the figures have a price as low as a few hundred yen, 7-8 US dollars. And I think some of them are quite nice ones. Really detailed and pretty figures. And I think it would be just impossible to get figures for a price that low anywhere outside. I think in just buying online with used goods, it can be a bit sketchy. You maybe have a hard time to confirm the quality, especially the moment it's a used one. It can be everything from looking almost new to being severely abused and having a lot of scratches and color chipping off. So if you're into buying anything used, I think you should take the time and check the product if possible in person. Scan the thing you're interested in and check it twice or thrice before purchase. So something I wanted to show off that actually not me but my wife won at one of the crane games. I think it's pretty cool. Were two puzzles and one figure from Jujutsu Kaisen. So first, for the figure, it's this Itadori figure from Jujutsu Kaisen. So I think the price for the figure new compared to how much it costs, depending of course how many tries you need to actually grab this one, was about equal, maybe a bit cheaper. But I think it's of course always part of the fun to grab yourself something. You should not just think about it being the cheapest way of acquiring any of the goods, but it's also kind of a fun way, and doing that once or twice a year, it's cool. I will definitely set that up. So next, two Jujutsu Kaisen puzzles. These puzzles are actually quite huge. So to show you, one puzzle is 50 centimeters times 75 centimeters, and the other one just reversed, 75 centimeters times 50 centimeters. So for those of you who like it in inch, look it up yourself. The first puzzle, which is a horizontally aligned picture. I especially like this one. I think it's cool. I'm thinking about where to set it up in my room, but it's gonna be fun to do that the next days. I was kind of missing doing puzzles. The other one, it's a vertically aligned puzzle. So both of these puzzles, if they were to be bought at a shop, just straight up buying the puzzle in a shop, would have been at least twice the price compared to what it cost grabbing the game with the crane. Usually you will not get it the first try, so it might take up to 10, 15, 20 times, depending on how good you are and how difficult the figure, puzzle, plushie or whatever is placed. And usually it costs 100 yen, 100 yen per try. That's about $1 per try. If you counter that, or if you compare that with the price for the good new, you can kind of estimate how many tries do you have to stay under the price of the good being just bought straight up, as compared to trying your luck or your skill at these crane machines. So if the puzzle costs, let's say, 3,000 yen, $30, and you can do it in 10 to 15 tries, you will have paid ultimately half the price for the same good, which is kind of neat. Of course, that includes that excludes the possibility of finding goods online on Amazon or eBay or any other platform for even cheaper. But I think it's still, like I said, same with the figure and any other kind of good. You can try to see it under the economic perspective of trying to stay under the price, of trying to get it cheaper than what it would cost you buying the good, the whatever you're trying to get straight up. But you can also think of it from this perspective. Trying the game, it's fun itself. So, and if you can do it, if you can grab yourself whatever item you wanted, it is a big thrill and it's fun if you actually see the good, the puzzle, figure, plushie, whatever you were desiring fall down, and it's kind of nice, and it's a lot of fun. So if you ever come to Japan, those kind of games in game centers, they're a huge thing. I've never been into that before. If someone asked me like games, I would have thought about console games or PC games. That's a game for me, not throwing money at the machine and trying to catch something. But here I am in Japan and doing that. So that's it for today. Or that was it for that day. I had lots of fun going there to the Manga-Souko mega store. The rest of New Year's Eve I spent in a really quiet manner, eating food, drinking 2 beer, and I didn't make it a long day. I actually went to bed before 12 o'clock, so I didn't give my cheer for the new year. I plan to go to a temple today, the first of the year, New Year's Day, and see if there's a temple that is not totally overrun, because in Japan it's custom to go to a temple the first day of the year, give your prayer, and it's usually absolutely overcrowded. Even if it's just a medium-sized, decently well-known temple, you will have hundreds, if not thousands, of people flocking to certain temples. Sometimes up to 1,000 people at a given time, and 10,000s of people over the course of a day, with you having to not be in a line, but be in a like a big stream of people, and tiptoe, like getting like a little bit advancing towards the main shrine, in a large stream of people. And I know it's Corona times and all. That's not what scares me off. It's just the idea of being like a fish, swimming up the stream and fighting my way to the main temple, to the main shrine, altar. Feeling like I'm like a salmon, swimming and forcing my way up the stream against the water. I wanna save that for another day maybe. I'm still thinking. So should I go to a temple, I will sure make a video and talk a bit about that. It's not the first time this year that I've gone to a temple. I've gone to different temples on New Year's, the last years too, and usually it's something that I still enjoy. So should I do it this year, I'm sure to put out a video for you, for anyone that's interested in Japan and my channel. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you again. I hope you want to see me again, and have a nice day, have a nice new year. Wish you the best all for the next year. It's the year of the tiger, so be strong, fight like a tiger, and fight for your happiness. So see you and ciao.